Hey guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is DeLadysigner, and today we are back with another episode of our cozy Farmstead barnyard with mostly the Planet Zoo barnyard animal pack, where in the previous episode we built a super cute little market area with free roaming P-files where the guests are able to buy vegetables, fruit, smoothies, eggs, and beautiful flowers. So in case you missed that episode, I highly recommend you to watch that video before you continue watching this video. Now in case you don't have the barnyard animal pack yet, or you're still missing any other Planet Zoo DLCs, our channel is sponsored by Instant Gaming, and via their website you can get a great discount on any Planet Zoo pack for Steam. Even if you already got the base game directly via Steam, that really doesn't matter. And next to Planet Zoo, you can get many other fantastic games like Planet Coaster, The Sims, City Skylines, Jurassic World Evolution, Farming Simulator, and so many other great games. And by buying via their website, you will get a great discount, and you will also be supporting the channel. I will make sure to put a link to their website in the description of this video and in the pinned message of the comment section so you can easily find it. So we're going to start today with a donkey and swan habitat. Like you guys did suggest the swan at some point as well in this series. So yeah, I did say we're building with the barnyard animal pack. That's not entirely true. I mean, like, we're going to add all the animals from the barnyard animal pack plus some other animals. So the peafowl, of course, is a base game animal, and the swan is from the European animal pack. What was it again? Eurasia animal pack? Gosh, yeah, that pack was not really that much one of my favorites. So, but the swan was definitely my most favorite animal of that pack, and I'm super happy to be adding this animal in this habitat right over here together with the donkey. I think they match quite well in I don't know what it exactly is, but it's just super adorable. So very, very happy to be adding these two animals in here. Now, as always, we are going to build a barn. Like, we're building tons of barns and shelters and whatnot in this series, so it's getting a little bit challenging to get a new idea again of the shape of what we can do, and I do hope you guys don't find it boring or whatsoever. But yeah, I am trying to make these barns as original as possible, at least when it comes down to the shape. Like, we're still using the same type of pieces and textures for it, because I don't know, for some reason I do feel like this whole cozy farmstead should be all fitting together in the same type of style. So yeah, we are using the same type of wood and stuff, and the same technique with like the white beams on the edge of the roofing. But still, the shape of it is different, and the shape of the area is going to be a little bit different. So yeah, in this case, we're going to have a more little open barn, but we're also going to have a little, how are we going to call that? A little shelter building, maybe more for like the tools of the staff and stuff. So we have like just a little barn in the front of it, and this will have like tools from the cultivation pack, and we'll also have a little bit of hay. So in this case, so the donkeys are going to use the big barn in this case, and then the small little barn was not really supposed to be for an animal, but the swans just decided they wanted to have that little area just to get some privacy, because the donkeys are not able to get in there. So they are able to breed there and just lay their eggs and get some offspring and get some rest in case needed. So yeah, the swans did claim that little shelter building as their own to have a little bit of privacy, which I think is such an adorable idea. And the inside of the bigger barn is going to be decorated with a lot of the stuff from the barnyard animal pack. I keep saying it, but I do wish we had some more pieces in there. Like, it feels like a lot of the same constantly with like the barrels and the crate and whatsoever, but it, on the other hand, it still does look super nice. So not really sure. I wanted to make it myself a lot easier, by the way, when building this barn. So as you saw in the beginning of this speed build, I really tried to make the first part as detailed as possible and then duplicate it to the rest. But obviously the front and the back side of the building, you still need to decorate yourself by hand because it's a little bit harder to duplicate that as well. You could try that, like you first decorate the back side and then duplicate that to the front, but what I'm doing here with the beams and stuff and on the edges of the roofings, you will notice that as soon as you rotate it to fit on the other side, it will all just not feel entirely correct. So yeah, in this case, I just decided to do the front and the back side by hand. I did want to make sure that the barn for the donkeys is going to be a little bit more open in the front, so not per se like a big gate or whatsoever. So most of the barns that we did create so far do have some kind of doors, but this one is more open already. So this one is not being able to be closed or whatsoever. Now, what is really cool, I'm not entirely sure if that was already a thing when we were creating the little market area with the free roaming P files. Because I didn't really have to use any of the fences. But what we are going to use is the new fences that Frontier later added to the Barnyard Animal Pack. I don't know if you guys did see the overview video that I created of the Barnyard Animal Pack. And then I was talking about the fences. Like they added like this really cute white fencing, and they added like this hedge, and what was it again? Oh yeah, the blue fencing as well. And they had like this beautiful wooden rustic gates, but no fitting fences. And it really felt to me like they just forgot about these fences or what. So yeah, it turned out they probably did, because later on they did add these beautiful wooden rustic fences like we are using right now in the middle. And I really wanted to use them in this case because they're just so beautiful. And for the outside area, I was doubting at first, like, oh, I'm going to use the white fencing, or am I going to use these fencing now? So I, in the end, decided to go for these beautiful rustic fences because they're just gorgeous. I'm so in love with the textures of these fences. So, yeah, very, very excited about this. So, but as I said, like the inside of the area will be decorated with just tons of pieces and props of the Barnyard Animal Pack with the wheels and hay beddings and hay bales and whatnot. Like, I still haven't used the big hay bales for some reason. I feel like they are more appropriate for like an outdoor field or whatsoever, which I just didn't feel like they would really fit anywhere just yet. I'm not really sure. I might use them later on, but for now I just don't really find them to really fit anywhere. I did have some struggles, by the way, here with that little small shelter building or whatever we want to call it, little barn, because of the roofing. Like, I really wanted it to be like, what is it? 1.5 meter wide. I think that's it. Yes. No. So one wall is 4 meter. So then it's 6 meter wide. So it's 6 meter wide. And I really wanted to do that, but I had issues with their roofing in this case. So yeah, it's not perfect if you look from how you say that, from the lower layer, but from above you won't even notice it. But yeah, it was a little bit of a pain to close it all off nicely, but I just really wanted to have the size that we have right now. 6 meters. It doesn't feel like 6 meters when I say it. It does feel more like 1.5 meters, but that's definitely not the case. But yeah, I did want to make sure, like, even though I did say that we're not going to have like a lot of free roaming habitats, I started this habitat and was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna use the animal encounter option again to have free roaming guests again. So yeah, for this case, just like we did with the chickens, I wanted to make sure that the guest would be able to still go inside of this little building. There's also like this hygiene station in here, but I do have to admit that I have not seen any of the guests walking inside here, but I have not been paying too much attention to it either. So not really sure if it's actually working how I intended it to be, or that maybe the door is not wide enough, which I can't really imagine, so I'm not really sure. I also have not seen any swans walking around in here, so not really sure. Maybe we will see something later on when we're going to do the little tour here. But yeah, I really wanted to decorate this area with a lot of the stuff from the conservation pack because they just fit super well for like these backstage areas and stuff. But I didn't want to fill it up too much. It's just for the idea that there's some tools and stuff being stored here for the weather, and they are able to get some water here. And I obviously mean the staff, for example, and just a few hay beddings and some or hay bales and some hay beddings on the floor with some eggs, like I just said, because I don't know, that idea is just so amazing. I really wish we had like an egg hatching feature in the game. That would have been just super amazing. But yeah, that unfortunately is not the case. So when I did have the buildings in place, it was time to, pick the fencing. So yeah, we obviously start with the new guest gate. How was it called again? Is that just a name for it? I actually don't know. And then I started with the new fencing. And I don't know, I just really do love the vibe and the look of it. So we're going for a more square shape here at the front, but as you can tell, in between the barn, like the big barn and the small barn, let's call it just that way, there is a little bit of space, so that will be the walkway. Now that is also the only thing that makes me regret a little bit doing it this way. I might just need to remove, now I'm just thinking out loud here, but might just need to remove the pathing that is going all the way to the bigger area on the outside, because like it's killing a little bit of the immersion when you have guests walking through these buildings, but also the animals, and the guests and the animals are just clipping through each other. Ah, man, it's something I just so much I'm annoyed about in this game. Like, the idea of these animal encounters is just fantastic, but I was looking at the animations, for example, for just a little bit, and I just noticed like there's still guests just standing in the middle of the donkeys, and they're just walking through each other, and then those kind of things. And then I noticed that there were some free roaming guests in the bigger barn that we created, and they were like hitting one of the feeding barrels that were laying there. So it was like, okay, wait, so they do kick it or hit, they walk against these barrels, but yet these guests are not able to see where animals are walking. It's just so weird to me. Yeah, I really hope that Frontier is able to change anything about that still to make it all work a little bit better. But I'm not really sure if there is going to be a lot more things changed in the game at this point. I don't know. I still feel like the Barnyard Animal Pack, it doesn't feel like the last pack, but it does feel like a little bit of a filler, and they're trying to postpone the last Planet Zoo pack. So I'm still not entirely sure if like the pack they are working on right now, which they confirmed is another animal pack, if that is going to be the last pack. And also when are we going to see the last pack? Like there was some Steam activity a few days ago, but then I noticed that they did do like this fixing update, so I'm not really sure if that was the activity that we saw in SteamDB. But I'm not really sure. Like, it's now almost 2 months since the Barnyard Animal Pack, so it would also feel kind of early if they would be releasing another animal pack already. And I feel like if it's gonna take a little bit longer, like let's not say the end of July, which would make it 3 months, but maybe somewhere in August, which would make it close to 4 months. I don't know. Maybe it depends. Like, what is their new creative management simulation game they're working on? I do feel like everything inside me feels like it's going to be Planet Coaster 2, but I already did expect them to do an announcement at this point, and it still didn't happen, and the clock is ticking, you know? So what's the plan with their new creative management simulation game? Is it going to be released still at the end of the year, or are they going to push it to May? I mean, spring of next year. Why did I say May there? Well, May is spring of next year, so maybe that's why. But like, I could totally see them maybe just like the Barnyard Animal Pack, which I really don't think this one was planned when they released the game. Let's put it that way. Like when they develop a game like this, they already did plan packs in advance, and like the animal packs in general don't really feel like planned packs, but it could have been just filler ups in between, so they were able to push other packs forward, if that makes any sense. Not really sure if that is the case, but I could well see that if like their new creative management simulation game is maybe postponed because they need more time for it, for example. I could see Planet Zoo getting maybe 1 or 2 more packs, maybe 3 more packs, depending on when the new creative management game is going to be launched. I'm just so excited for it. Sorry, I'm too much rambling about this, but I'm just so curious because it's just taking super long for them to announce the game that they did say that would release this year still, but that wasn't the beginning of the year. I mean, everything can change still, right? I mean, if they decide to delay it later on, then they are able to delay it. So it doesn't have to mean anything that they did say that their new game will launch later this year. But yeah, I wonder what that would mean for Planet Zoo if there is a new game on its way that is being delayed. That could mean that we are seeing more than just one more animal pack. I really don't know. I really wish we knew more about this and Frontier would be more open about this. Anyways, enough rambling about that because I'm already making other videos about that as well. So if you're curious to hear more about my rambling about the new creative management simulation game, which I think is Planet Coaster 2, definitely go and check out the playlist in the description of this video because we're rambling a lot about that and trying to figure everything out. Let's just quickly go over a few of the comments that I got in the previous episode. Someone did say, I'm only watching all the videos in this series now and going back to the topics of past videos. And as I live on a farm, here's a tip for a place with raccoons or some animal like the European fallow deer. Making a small orchard with lots of trees and vegetation. Orchards are common on several farms, and because they have a lot of vegetation, it is very common for wild animals to walk around. And the staff area is good. It could perhaps become a farmhouse. I'm not going to build a farmhouse there for the staff area. I just really want to have it hidden away as much as possible. But I do really like the idea of the orchard. I had the plan to build an orchard somewhere, but still don't really feel like the orchard would really fit any of the habitats like we're doing right now. I feel like more of the grassy areas fit these habitats a lot better. But building an orchard maybe to fill up the area somewhere around this, if we have some space for it, would actually be a great idea. And I do really like the idea of maybe having some raccoons walking around there. I'm not entirely sure if I would find the follow deer fairy fitting, but that's more because I feel like that would be more of an animal in like a foresty area, which this mountain doesn't still feel like. But I do think that I might want to fill up the open areas in between later on with some trees, but right now I'm still trying to keep the edges around the habitats as open as possible, because we also have the idea of the red fox, right? And I want to make sure that I have space for that one once we are going to create areas for the red fox to walk around. So yeah, that's why I'm not doing the surroundings just yet, because I want to be sure that we have space for the red fox to roam around somewhere, to see how we are able to do this. But oh, man, I do really like the idea, so thank you so much for the suggestion. And someone else did ask, would you like to remake a park like Paradise? Now, Paradise, for those who don't know, is, I think, the best European zoo out there in Belgium, but I have not ever been there myself just yet. And that will also be the answer, because I have never been there, so I don't really see myself recreating or remaking a park like Paradise. I've never been able to visit that zoo myself. I don't really think that is going to work out super well. Like, we did use a lot of my most favorite zoo, Blythe or Rotterdam Zoo, in my city zoo, because I've been there a lot, and then it's easier to do anything that comes close to recreation. I would never do a one-on-one recreation, because I think that would not give me too much creative freedom. But yeah, that was the only thing that got super close to doing a remake. But yeah, no, I wish I was able to visit Paradise, but it's just a little tiny bit too far away. So it's not like a day trip thing that I could do, unfortunately. And someone also did say, these markets and things are so awesome, lady. Thank you. They look so fantastic, and what a great idea for your series. I also thought maybe some beehives would work very well here somewhere, or like the floating leaf special effects. Oh my goodness. Yeah, now you mentioned that. The floating leaves would definitely work super well. Also do really feel like, just like I mentioned, with like filling up the area, that we definitely need to add some beehives here and there. But you also someone else did say, like, since you're selling farm fresh veggies, you could also make like a walkthrough exhibit that has a veggie garden and a butterfly exhibit. Since you will often see veggie gardens with flowers near it to attract pollinators, you could maybe even make it a fake bee area as well. So you also did mention the bees, but also the butterflies. Like, just looking at the map, and I don't really feel like at this point, like, the walkthrough exhibits are so big, but I would absolutely love to add the butterfly exhibit, or at least one somewhere around here if we can. But yeah, the beehives are definitely something that I really want to add somewhere around here as well, but I don't really feel like they would really fit inside of a habitat, if you guys know what I mean. And another question that I got was, did you also think about having like this small sunflower field or whatsoever? I actually did think about that. The problem I always have with the sunflowers for some reason is that it somewhat feels unnatural, even though it's not unnatural. I don't really know how to explain that. But if I'm able to, I will definitely try and see if I'm able to add some kind of sunflower field somewhere around here, because it does definitely fit a cozy farmstead like we are building right now. So thank you so much for the idea. And someone else did say, I have a suggestion, maybe add some wolves, but not as wolves, but as like a sheep or sheep guard to guard the sheep, or to protect against some predators like foxes and other pests. Now, as much as I like the idea, I don't really think that adding, well, like, we only have the timber wolf or the Arctic wolf, Arctic fox. No, it's Arctic wolf. But I'm not really sure if I do really feel like these animals could represent more of a dog in this case. I love the idea, but I think executing it in Planet Zoo in this cozy farmstead, I just don't really think it would feel like it would be a dog, if that makes any sense. But I really do love the idea. Thank you guys so much for all the great suggestions. Definitely do keep them coming, and all your questions, so we can talk about it in the next episode. But for now, let's just jump into the file and just show you guys around. So we're going to start right over here at this little market stand, just because I just love this area so much. No one is actually using any of these counters. Oh, they are. I thought like maybe because of my sandbox settings, they're just not hungry or thirsty. But thank goodness it does kind of work. Although these people do not have anything, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but it's all right. So we don't really have, oh look, we have some sheep here. We don't really have any official entrance or pathway just yet to go to this standard donkey and mute swan habitat. So right now we're just going through this building that is going to be a restaurant building later on. I actually don't know if it's going to be this big. Like we could make a smaller restaurant with like a cute seating area here on the outside. Oh yeah, a playground. We were also talking about a playground, right? So yeah, that could definitely be a thing. But for now, we're just going to have a pathway right over here. I did hire some educators, so I guess that is why they are just roaming around doing their talks here. As always, I did forget where I wanted to have the gate for the staff, so I had to improvise a little bit later on to add it. But this, oh my goodness, that was a big jump. So this right over here is the entrance to the standard, wait, what was it? The American Standard Donkey and the Mute Swan habitat. So right over here, we do have a little pond, as you can see, because at first I was doubting, like, am I going to do a pond? Am I going to do something man-made? But I'm quite happy doing this. I want to extend it a little bit further in as well. But also, oh my goodness, also want to have more trees and stuff around it. But as I said, like for the rat fox, I want to be sure when I'm going to add the rat fox that there is space for them to roam around and to yeah, add some fencing and stuff. So I don't want to fill this all up too much just yet for the rat fox that we're going to add as well. So yeah, they're also able to drink here, but also like in real life, obviously the swans would be able to just swim out of here. Like the fencing are just going to here, so they're not going to escape because of my settings. But yeah, in real life, they would definitely be able to just swim here and just go out of the habitat. But they're obviously just super happy with the amount of care that we give them. So they just want to live here and they don't feel like moving anywhere else. Oh my goodness, I'm just so happy with these guys. They are so beautiful, aren't they? We have some little ones in here as well. They're all here in the back. Oh, just look at them. Oh, gosh, yeah, I'm so in love with these guys. So yeah, having this pond right over here, I think it's just perfect. Having the donkeys... not entirely sure about this animation. I mean, this animation would work for chicken, right? It doesn't really work super well for these little donkeys, which are so freaking cute. Also, look at these guys wobbling around. Isn't it perfect? I mean, these animals together in this habitat, I don't know, it just feels so right for some reason. So we have this little shelter building right over here for some tools. There's a hygiene station here. I was not paying attention. Oh, wait a second. I am paying attention to this. Can we just move that? Yes, because we don't want it to stick out. But I'm not entirely sure if guests are using that one, maybe? Not sure if they are using any of the hygiene stations in general. There are only two. So we have some eggs right over here from the swans, some hay beddings, just a very simple little barn shelter building whatsoever. So then we have the big one. This is for the donkeys. These are the barrels that I was talking about, that the guests are just walking against them and you see them roll. So there are physics even for it. Oh, look at you. But yet the guests do walk through the animals, which still... Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's just a bit odd, I guess. But definitely super happy with like the more open vibe that we have right over here, and just a few of these ropes to give it an extra little touch, I guess. Look at this little one run. But yeah, this is definitely a path that I have my doubts about because, yeah, having guests and animals, like now it does look like they're all avoiding the animal. No, this one just walked through it. So yeah, this is definitely, maybe we should just close it, have just a little path here and only have some roaming guests around here, because right now the path is going all the way around here. But oh my gosh, look at this. It's so busy here. That's so cool. Look at you. And look at the view in the back, you guys. Isn't that just freaking fantastic? I can't get over the beauty of the backdrop. Like with this mountain Farmstead, you see the beautiful backdrop constantly. And every time I make thumbnails, I'm just super excited about it. Like everything is just real made in the game, and it almost feels like I'm faking the backdrop or whatsoever, but it's not. It's just a beautiful backdrop like it is, and it just gives so much charm to the whole area. But yeah, obviously the habitat itself, it's a little bit wobbly. Like obviously we don't want to make it flat, and with the fencing around it, it just works super well here, and I'm just a big fan in general. Like, I do have to say, by the way, someone did mention, if we just go back real quick to the... oh, you're so cute! Sorry, I got distracted. But there were 2 people commenting under the previous video, because you guys know that I wanted to create like this animal encounter right over here. But someone did say, like, you don't have to add the gates to do this. You only need to add the hygiene station, and I tried that, and I checked the settings here for the animal encounter, but you do need a guest gate for it. So unfortunately that does not work how I wanted it to work, and I'm not going to add guest gates all around here because that just doesn't feel right, at least not for this area. So yeah, as of right now, we do have little babies, by the way, in case you missed that. But as of right now, I don't really feel like making an animal encounter in this area if I need to add gates. But hopefully, maybe it's something that Frontier can change in the future, so you are able to create like these animal encounters without the need of these big gates. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Oh my gosh, that was so cute. Do it again. Can you do that again? That was so adorable, wasn't it? Oh my goodness, I never saw that animation before. Oh, that was adorable. There are so many animals in here, by the way. Look at these. Oh, I wanted to say llamas again. Look at these baby alpacas. They're so cute and fluffy. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is such a great habitat. Okay, wait, now that we're at it, okay, let's just go to the goats. To the mini goats as well. They're all just enjoying their habitat so much here. Where is, wait, how was he called again? I actually don't remember. Oreo! Oreo! Yes, Oreo! Hi, we missed you! You're so cute! You guys, if you didn't leave a like yet, just leave a like for Oreo on this video, because Oreo is the cutest out of them all. But the donkeys are also cute. They definitely are. I don't know what it is, like I'm getting so many messages here, but my settings are all, wait, maybe just creative? Maybe we're missing out, but we don't want to let them age too fast. Is it now changing? Maybe it did. Maybe it was just me to blame. But yeah, this is the standard American Standard Donkey and Mute Swan habitat, you guys. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts about this habitat. And as I said, like if you guys have any suggestions or tips or changes that we should make to make this cozy farmstead even better, definitely do let me know in the comments down below, because I just love reading all of your feedback and ideas. It's just wonderful. But I do really hope you guys did enjoy this next episode. Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like at this video if you guys enjoyed it, and subscribe, of course, if you haven't already. And yeah, I just really do hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys!